Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike Green. I'm one of the owners of 1A Auto. I want to help you save time and money repairing and maintaining your vehicle. I'm going to use my 20 plus years experience restoring and repairing cars and trucks like this to show you the correct way to install parts from 1AAuto.com. The right parts installed correctly. That's going to save you time and money. Thank you and enjoy the video.
In this video, we're going to replace the Weatherstrip on this 1986 GMC Jimmy. This is kind of 3 videos in one. Broke the window on this Jimmy accidentally because I hadn't replaced the Weatherstrip. So you're going to see how you remove the window and replace the run channel Weatherstrips and the ledge Weatherstrips on the inner and outer on the door panel. The processes in this video are basically the same for all 73 to 87 Chevy and GMC pickups, as well as the front doors on Suburbans and the crew cab pickups from 73 to 91, and also the 73 and 91 Blazer in full-size Jimmy. So the tools you'll need are Phillips screwdriver, a window crank removal tool, or 2 paper clips. And for more information on the paperclip method, we do have a window crank removal video that you can check out. 5/16 and 7/16 socket with ratchets and extensions, pliers, and 2 regular screwdrivers, small and medium. Okay, you start by removing the door panel. We do have a separate video for the door panel removal. It's pretty straightforward. You remove 11 screws in the window crank or power window, unhook your power windows and power door locks. And this video is in 2 parts. We basically cover taking apart the door in the first part, part 1, and then we cover putting everything back together in part 2. So just bear with us here as we work fast to get the door panel off, and then we'll get to the information on the Weatherstrip and window and stuff like that.
Okay, so to get the old track out and then to get the new window back in, you're going to need to remove the triangle window, which is 1 7/16 bolt here, and then 3 Phillips screws, one at the top, and then another one in the middle, and down here, and they go in this way. So I'm going to remove those 3 screws and that bolt, and then we'll pull the vent window out. Okay, and then also to remove the vent window, there is a 5/16 bolt right that you can access to that hole right there. Okay, so here I'm having a little trouble getting one of these screws out. So what I'm going to do is I got a screwdriver in here. I'm going to take my hand and twist the screwdriver some, and then I'm going to bang it with a hammer. And the banging action actually kind of loosens up the screw a little bit. And then the screw will start turning. Okay, so basically once we got those screws all undone, it's just kind of good tugging and that's loose. And then what you have to do is this Weatherstrip is so hard in this truck, it's actually holding the hard and brittle, which is the whole reason my window broke. Pull it out of here, and it's actually holding my vent window up at the top. It's so brittle.
Okay, as I fumble with this here, I'm just going to tell you that the best way when you pull this vent window out is actually, once you get it down to kind of the position I have here, you rotate the front of the vent window, the lower front, I guess you would say, towards the outside of the truck. And there's a little bracket on it, and rotating it that way, and you'll see it when I actually put it back in later in the video. That's the easiest way to maneuver it.
Crank all the way down. Yep. You have the window cranked down. you gotta turn it that way to get this part out. Pull it up some more. The whole thing comes out. Took off the outer weather strip, and you can see it's nothing but little clips that clip into these little holes here. So you can basically just kind of pry it out and pull it up. I did bend these a little bit, so I'm actually going to take probably a little 1/4 inch extension and just kind of pound those back so they're not sticking out as much as they are. So they're nice and flat. Let me show you what I'm talking about here better. You can see these little clip holes. What am I looking at here? Okay. And then you can see they're actually bent out. And we'd really like to have that all nice and flat and flush. So I'll take a screwdriver or a extension and just kind of pound those and bend them back in so that when the weather strip goes on here, it's nice and tight and flush. You put the weather strip on here and most likely it's going to have a little gap right there because of how that's formed. Okay, so now we've got the weather strip off and we've got the vent window out. So what you do is just crank up the window handle as far as it goes, and then move that back. And out, and up, and off.
And then the last thing you got to do just to prepare the frame is probably on your old weather strip when you pulled that channel down, there was a little pin that stayed behind. You just want to reach up in there with some pliers and pull that pin out.
Now I'm just going to take this old run channel weather strip, which is dried out and falling apart, out of the old vent window. Okay.
The inner belt weather strip from the door panel.
I just reached in there and pried all 3 teeth so I don't end up breaking my door panel. And that's really the best way. You try and pull too hard on these things, you'll end up breaking the plastic, and nobody gets happy about breaking stuff.
Okay, so now your door is basically taken apart. Please check out the part 2 video to see how you get it all back together. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Feel free to call us toll free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person. Thank you.